Hi, and welcome to another video by Get It Done Home Repairs. Today's project is we're going to be changing the flapper valve on this toilet. And the reason we're doing that is because periodically the water supply will turn on, fill the tank back up, shut off, and then over a little period of time, an hour or 2 hours, whatever, it'll run low and it'll turn back on. And it's continually doing that. We don't want to waste the water, so we're going to correct it. First thing you're going to do before you do anything is you're going to get a couple of, you probably will not need any tools, but we're going to have one just in case, a adjustable wrench, a screwdriver, of course a light, and if you're like me, you need glasses. And we have a replacement part for it. And I'm going to explain to you why we have this particular part. As you're going to find out when I open this up here, this particular toilet has a different flapper valve than a lot of the standard toilets do. If you go into the big box stores and you look, you'll find an assortment of Universal. They tell you they fit every toilet out there. It's not right. This particular one, we picked it up in a plumbing supply store. Do yourself a favor, don't waste your time running to the big box store. Go to your local plumbing supply store. This flapper valve was only like less than $9, $8 and change. So it doesn't even pay to try to get something that's a universal and supposedly will fit. All right, enough said about that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to come down on the bottom, on the side right over here, and wherever your water supply line comes in, right down here, we're just going to turn this valve off, just like that. Now, as you're turning it off, don't worry about it. You'll see a couple of drops of water dripping down on the bottom. We're going to address that later on. So once we turn it off, we're just going to come over to the toilet. We're going to flush it and hold the valve down so that it thoroughly empties out. All right, and once it's emptied out, we'll just come over here, lift the top off of the unit itself, which just comes right up and off. You can put it down so it's out of your way. And that is your flapper valve right here. Now, as you can see, that flapper valve, that's a very big valve. When you see the regular big box stores, you don't see them this size here. So we did, like I said, went to a normal plumbing supply store. And of course, as soon as the guy saw it, he knew right away and gave me the exact one I needed. All right, to change it is very simple. We're going to come down, we're going to look on here, and you'll notice on here that there's different holes in here. This particular one has got one there and one there. It's got two different holes on it, so we know that the catch is right here in the end. That's where we're going to put it back on. As you can see here, they shortened the chain just a little bit too, so we may have to do that on the new one. All right, so first thing we'll do is we're going to take this off. We'll lift it up. You just push in very slightly on this, like that, and it comes right off. It just slides right out. Okay, next we're going to grab this valve right down here, and we're just going to lift up on the red part here, and it'll pop right off, like that. And then we're going to go to the other side, and we'll do the exact same thing on this side here. Put your finger in the back, just pull up on it, and it pops off just like this. As you can see, it's just slotted so it fits right over it. Okay, now let me just show you what a common problem is with these. Right in here, they start to wear a little bit. And if you run your hand around it, you'll find a little tiny area, like see right here? There's a little tiny bump right here, and that is what's causing the toilet to lose a little bit of water over a period of time and turn back on. All right, so let's get this out of here. We'll put this down, we'll grab a new one, and we'll finish this job off. Okay, so now we have our new flapper valve versus our old flapper valve, and you can see it's the exact same one. Actually, it has a model number on it too, and it's the same model number. All right, underneath here, just so you know, these are adjustable. If you need to adjust it to stay, the flapper to stay up or to close earlier, that piece there does slide around to actually adjust it through here. So we're just going to look at the one that we took off, and we're going to set it the same way that the one that we took off was. Okay, so now we take our new flapper valve, and we're going to take these two little plastic hooks here, and we're going to snap them in place, Just push it down in here, and just don't push too hard. You don't want to break anything. Just push slight pressure, and you'll feel it snap in place. Same thing on this side over here. Just push on it, and it snaps right in. Make sure it opens and closes and doesn't bind, which it does. And next we're going to take our chain, take the end of the chain here, and just put it back through where it came from. Just like that. And you want to check to see if it's going to open up as far as the other one did. This one is a little bit too long, so we're going to shorten the chain just by a little bit. So the way you shorten the chain is you take this piece back off again, you squeeze it together, take it off. We're going to take the chain and we're going to move it down just a couple of teeth down over to here. Watch you don't drop this down the toilet. Going to hook it through the chain, bring it back down where it was, right there, and now we'll take this, put it back on here, slide it through, a little hole right there. Okay, let's turn the water supply back on now, and we'll watch it fill up. Okay, now we'll try it to make sure it works okay. And as you can see, it doesn't lift up far enough. So we're going to have to shorten up that chain just a little more. So just to make it easier, we're going to open this up. We're going to shut our water supply back off so that we don't have water running. Make sure that you don't drop this down the toilet. Let's take this again, and that's where we were. So now we're going to go down a little bit lower, a couple of links down, and then we'll put it back on. All right, and we'll let it fill up. That should do it. Let's let it fill up. All right, let's test it and see. Okay, and then after you're all finished, we just take the lid, of course, put it on the top like this. And now we're going to talk about one other problem which you're probably going to wind up having too. Down in the bottom, right over here where the valve is, you see where the valve, right here, you see on the floor, you have a little bit of water leaking out, and it's leaking out from underneath the valve like that. It's not a big deal, but it is leaking, and you will have a puddle on your floor. But it's real easy to fix. You just get yourself an adjustable wrench, such as this. Put it on the nut, like that. Now I'm going to do this with two hands because I don't want to twist this valve at the same time. So let me try to do that, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing in here. Put your wrench on the valve like this. And we're going to pull it up slightly, but I'm going to hold the valve so I don't twist the valve and damage the valve. Okay? And now we'll just take our rag, dry it off a little bit. And the way I always check to see if there's any leak is don't wait to see it dripping on the floor. Dry your hands off, put your finger underneath the valve itself, run your finger around the valve. If your finger is dry, then you know the valve is going to be dry. If it's still leaking a little bit, then you just tighten it up a little bit. Again, just hold the valve so it doesn't twist in the wall and cause any damage. And that will take care of the little bit of a leak that you're going to have on there. Okay, so as you can see, changing the flapper valve is really not that difficult. As I said, just go to your local plumbing supply store and get the correct one, because a universal from the big box store is not going to work. It's going to wind up, it'll probably fall right in the hole because it's so small as compared to the opening that's here. All right, but that's it. This is all done. And if you need to shorten the chain, just be careful you don't drop that little metal piece down inside there, because you'll be pulling your hair out. And you'll need it to put it back together. That's it, this job is done. So if you like this video and you'd like to see more of them, please hit the subscribe button down below. When you hit the subscription button, a little bell is going to pop up. And if you click on the bell, you can have your preferences if you'd like to be notified of every upload, every other upload, or you don't want to be notified of any. That's personal preference for you. But that's it, this job is done, and we're on to the next one. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.